everybody. Hi, Alex. Hope you guys are good. Hope everybody's well. I'm just gonna get Lorenzo on the line so we can get started. Going live with Lorenzo. Where is he?
Hi,
Hi.
Lloyd. How are you?
Good, you?
Pretty good. It's a sunny
Woo!
day.
You
Sun.
ready
Ready. Ready.
to spill the tea, as the kids say?
As the kid, yeah. The truth. Life truth. Yeah.
We can wait like one more minute for
Yeah. For
some more
people to
people.
come in. How are you
How are you
doing?
doing? I'm
Pretty
good. I'm
good.
here.
Yeah. Holding on.
Just
Doing your
hanging out,
classes, online classes.
doing all the classes, destroying the apartment,
Moving furnitures
all of it.
everywhere.
I'm so tired of moving furniture, but
I know.
it's just what it is.
It is. Find a bar. Find some space.
Find a
You know.
bar.
Yeah, the bar.
Like a,
For a ballet bar.
oh, okay, all right. Just making sure. Hi, Tamisha. Tamisha's online.
Coming show.
Oh, we have guests. Well, welcome everybody. Jacob, good morning. Jacob from the Graham Company. Welcome everybody to Straight Out of Martha's House. A look into today's artists of the Graham Company, and today we have the fabulous Lorenzo.
Hi everyone.
If you can, just say your name and where you're from and how long you've been in the company for.
So my name is Lorenzo Pagano and I'm from Torino, Italy. And I've been in the company for, I'm finished my 8th year, 8 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
It's been a while, went very fast.
Yes.
Very, very fast. You like close your eyes 1 second and yeah, 5 years have passed. But it's been a great journey so
Yeah.
far. So far it's been very fulfilling. You know,
Yeah. Keep it
been
going.
exciting. It's an exciting life, be a dancer. It's very exciting. Very hard, but it gives you a lot of adrenaline. So
Yeah. Well, it's your passion.
it is. It is. And it's interesting when your passion becomes your job because everything gets in one box, and it's hard also like to take space from it sometimes because you love it so much, you do it, and luckily you get paid for it, that you just want to do that all the time, but then you need space for other things, to learn other disciplines, other crafts, in order then to nurture your dance and your art more.
Ooh, yes.
I went into philosophical
Getting deep right away.
tangents.
Well, I was wondering if you could tell us what little Lorenzo was like.
Oh, little
Growing up.
Lorenzo. Little Lorenzo was very active, liked to jump and dance everywhere. My
So
mom
you were
couldn't.
you were dancing around before you actually took dance?
Yeah, I was dancing all the time in the apartment. I was like stomping, and my mom was always very happy about it until she had it enough and she just brought me to a dance school.
Okay.
Before that, my sister was in gymnast, so we were always playing together, doing splits, doing all sort of um, aerobical tricks. And then when I was like going out like to some friends' parties, like birthday parties, when I was little, they were always putting music, and at the end I was always dancing. And so it became kind of this entertainment in every party, because I was always like kicking my leg, going to split and do things like that the kids do. Until my teacher, my elementary teacher, saw me once doing it, and she asked me if I wanted to perform for the show for the end of the elementary school. I was 10 at the time. So I did it, and I did this solo on Shakira, Whenever, Wherever. Yeah. My mom holds a video of it. And after that, yeah, my teachers talked with my mom, and then I started dance classes, yeah, a year later when I started middle school. And from there, I just kept going.
And you had Graham at that school?
Yeah, I went into this. So in Italy, it's different than America, where we don't have dance program in traditional school. So we don't have like middle or high school for the performing arts. So I was going to class during the day, and then in the afternoon and at night, I was going to dance school. It was a private dance school.
Yeah.
So I went into this dance school called Arche in my hometown, Turin. They were pretty much focused on American modern dance. So I was doing Graham, Horton, and Humphrey. Humphrey's kind of like Limon for people that don't really know it. And then I was doing a lot of ballet, of course, and hip hop and breakdance. I did it for a while. But I hated Graham, actually. I started with Graham, but I really didn't like it. I thought it was a little kind of boring. I didn't understand all this emotional baggage that you need to think about moving. It was something that at 12, 13-year-old, it was not very appealing for me.
Yeah.
I was much more drawn to ballet, like how many pirouettes you can do, big
physicality.
Big, exactly. Yeah, as a kid, you just want to move. So it's normal, I think, not to get Graham right away. But then more and more I did it, more and more I grew up, more and more I mature in it. And I started taking class in Italy with this former Graham dancer, Kim Jones, Miss Jones, who she told me she really pushed me for Graham. But at the time I was like, I don't know. I was going a lot to dance with Milton Myers in Vienna.
Yeah.
And he told me to go to Ailey. He was like, you should go to Ailey. So I was really drawn to Ailey for a second. And then the decision happened when I came to New York the first time. It was after high school. In 2010, I took 6 weeks and came in New York. I did 3 weeks of intensive Graham and 3 weeks at Ailey. And there I just had an eye-opening experience, and Graham just came to my mind, and I decided to go with it.
Do you remember your teachers, your first time at the Graham School?
So that was very interesting. The first time that I took class in New York, so I landed in New York a day before, and it was that huge snowstorm, end of 2010, end of 2009, beginning of 2010, I think, or 2010, 2011. It was that year. A huge storm. I remember I was like walking to go to the train, and I was staying with a friend downtown in Brooklyn, and you couldn't see the cars. It was like covered in snow. It was very confusing. And I got to 63rd Street. The school was still on 63rd, and I got there, and that class was Virginie, the director of the school, that taught it, because the teacher of the winter intensive couldn't make it because of the snow. And it was me and people from the second company at that time, and they knew everything. It was like they put me in advanced class, so I didn't know backleg extension, I didn't know exercise on 6, so I was just copying everything. All of these other dancers were already like trained. Graham 2 were doing repertory, and I was just in the back just trying to follow something. But then that week was actually Steve Brooks. Steve Brooks did it.
So you were moving.
Yeah. After that, I remember I was like, wow, this is amazing. It was amazing. And then Peggy Lyman and Lone Larson. So it was like 3 very special teachers that I had there.
Yeah.
those weeks. But
Cool.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then you do the school and you do Graham 2.
I did the school, I did Gram 2, and then my second year, around November, I received an email from Janet Elber, the director of the Gram company. I remember I was babysitting at the time, and I was just at the apartment of the kid that I was watching, and I received this email from Janet, and I'm like, oh my god! And I opened it, and she said, she put her phone number. She said, please give me a call. And
Ooh!
I was like,
Yes.
very intimidated, very,
Wait,
very intimidated.
had you met her before in person?
I never really talked to her. I
Okay.
mean, she knew I was part of the school. Like I say hi, but it was always,
Yeah.
coming in and out of the studio. I didn't have big conversations, let's say that.
Yeah.
So I had this conversation on the phone, and she basically invited me to join the company for the season, was the Joy season 2013 for Phaedra,
Yes.
for to be in the court, one of the bulls
To
of
be a bull.
Phaedra. Yeah,
Word.
so it was great, and of course I said yes, and then after that I did that, and then we did all that recreate the reconstruction of Rite of Spring. It
Yes.
was a month after, so I was part of that. It was just great to like enter in the company in a moment where a lot of pieces were more directed towards the male position.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, we
was,
danced a lot that year.
yeah, we danced a lot, and it was just nice to experience male gram pieces.
Yeah.
So that was a great start. And then after that, we did a little tour, and then in the summer I didn't work with you guys until I think it was during the summer intensive. I was finishing the school. I was doing the front office as a part of my work study.
Hmm.
And the elevator opens up, and Janet and Denise come up, and they just stand in front of me. I was sitting on the computer, and they said, we were looking for you, and we wanted to ask you if you wanted to join the company full time. And I was just like still my hands on the computer, and I was like, yeah. And then he said, are you sure? Do you wanna have some time to think about it? And I was like, no. I'm good. So that was actually the start of it. And yeah, from there I just kept going year after year until now.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a lot of adventures, a lot of experience, good and bad, always.
It's
But
part of the journey.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun company. It's a very fun company. Yeah.
So now that you've been here for a while now, what's been your favorite role that you've gotten to perform
Favorite role? I have a lot of favorite
so
roles.
far?
I
Well, name a couple of them.
So I'll just name a couple. In Battle Garden,
And you
I've been
performed.
playing the snake,
Yes.
the evil. I'm always kind of like evilish in all throughout the gram. I guess that is the energy that I put out.
You have that
But
spice.
and Battle Garden was absolutely one of my favorite. And then Night Journey, Oedipus also was something very special. What else? Um,
You've done
my
the lead in Acts of Light.
I've done the
You've done.
leading act. So actually, I saw a picture on my computer of me and Schwan. Schwan used to be
Yes.
in the company a couple of years ago, of us doing Helios. That was
Yeah.
like a very, very interesting story. I think it was like a couple of months after I got hired full time, and we're doing Helios, and Maurizio got a back spasm, and we were at the Joyce. I think we were having a performance at the Joyce,
Yes.
and Denise came down, and
I remember that.
after that we were having a tour in Beverly Hills. We were going to LA, and we're
Yes.
bringing Helios, and she came down and she said, listen, we don't know if Maurizio can do it. Just to let you know, if he cannot do it, you're gonna do the lead. And I was like, it was kind of like frightening, of course, because you know, you had all these dancers being there, all of you guys. It was like, wow, very unexpected. And then I ended up doing all the performance, and it
Yeah, you
was
were fierce.
very, very, very nice, very special, I have to say, because it was something that I couldn't prepare. I think I had maybe one run through as a lead,
Yeah.
and then I just went on
Yes.
stage. So
Well, we were
it was
all
very
there
fun.
for you. It was good.
It was fun. Yeah, no, it was like a lot of a lot of support
Wait,
always.
you've
It
done
was very
some
nice.
other, you did Night Watchman in Clytemnestra.
I did night Watchmen Clytemnestra, Jason in Cave of the Heart,
See,
um,
yes, at the Paris Opera House.
premiered in Paris Opera. We had
Yes.
few little problems with that
It was
performance,
good. It was
but
good.
it was actually nice. What else? It's crazy. It's been so many years that sometimes you skip one year. I don't know if you have the
Yeah.
same thing. Sometimes you're like, what? Where was I in
Yeah.
2015? What did
Because
I
it,
do?
it does fly by.
Yeah, but I mean, I had a lot of chances of dancing Graham, and there was a very big luck, and I got like roles very early, which was another very
Well,
nice.
you also deserve it too. You work really hard, so they're giving you
Yeah,
what you
like
feel
you know,
like you should get.
yeah, it's a company where everybody I think works so hard that we kind of push each other towards the next level. So
Yeah.
it's nice to be fed with that energy every day to just get
Yeah.
more. Yeah,
Do you
definitely.
have any dream roles that you would like at Graham from the
Dream
Great
roles.
Repertoire?
Aaron into the maze, but as Ariadne, not as a Minotaur.
Okay.
Side joke. Um, a dream role. Actually, I would love to try Aaron into Maze as a Minotaur. Like it's
Yeah.
something that is coming more and more in my mind. More and more, I feel stronger and confident in the technique, in
That's
the
good to hear
repertoire.
because I remember one point you were like, hell no.
Yeah, yeah, I hate it. I was like, why do I want to be an animal with a mask on your face? You're not gonna see your face. Nobody's gonna know that it's me, like with a stick there. Yeah, yeah. At first, I really didn't. I didn't. I was not really interested. Now, more and more, I'm thinking about it. Yeah,
Okay. Putting it out there in the universe.
in the universe, you know.
Get that bone. Well, okay. So the contemporary work, because we do a lot of contemporary work
We do a
now,
lot
and
of
you've been in all of them. That has had
Yeah,
to be the
majority.
grind involved.
Yeah, yeah, the majority of it. It's been interesting. Actually, like before joining the company, I had a very big point where I was thinking a lot if Graham was the place where I wanted to be.
Mhm.
After my first year in the school, I came back. I went to London and I wanted to get to the place. I was like, maybe I want to do something more contemporary. Maybe Graham itself is not just my only call. I don't know. I had a point. I was like 20. I was very young, very dramatic, and but yeah, the fact that the Graham Company started to do contemporary works, very like I think you guys started a couple of years before I joined or something like that.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. It was something that really made me um, really interested in the company, where it wasn't just Graham, but it was a full experience. Also with people that are alive and they can teach you something
Yeah.
by orally and not just having a video or having coaches that have been working with Graham. So
What's been one of your favorites, favorite choreographers or favorite piece that you've done for so far of the contemporary work?
I will say, well, Nacho Duato was one
Hmm.
of the best experience I think we had. It was just very natural.
Yeah.
Um, it
Because he
was
loves Graham. He loves
he loved Graham,
incorporating.
but also like I think he had that. he was so clever in his mind that he was just watching you as a dancer and knowing what to get out of you.
Yeah.
Like, make movements for yourself. And a lot of time he was trying to go into a direction, and after a point was like, no, this is not working for you.
Yeah.
Let's change completely.
For
So
everybody out there, sorry, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
For everybody out there, Nacho came in. He's been to Graham twice, but the second time he choreographed a piece called Deepak Ene, and Lorenzo was in it. It was a big group of us.
Yeah.
So continue.
It was a fun piece. It was very nice to be acknowledged as a dancer,
Yeah.
and to be celebrated for what you have. So
Yeah.
that was very, very nice. Very, very nice. Other pieces that I enjoyed, I mean, I enjoyed Echo from Adonis Foniadakis.
Yes.
It was my first, second year in the company. It was my first lead role. And it was just nice to move in a very different way than Graham. Like, Echo is just super contemporary, super, your body's like deconstructed and you're just moving so fast that at the end you just want to throw up, honestly.
Yes.
So that was the deal. But I was 21, and at that time I just wanted to digest and chew more and more. So that was, I think, the right time that piece came into
That
my
also
life.
was a big year because we premiered both of those pieces.
We premiered both of them that
at
year.
City Center.
So I think it was I don't know, the company came back to City Center that year, right? It was
We did City Center that year. That was a really big year.
It was a big year. It was very special. A lot of special memories from that time.
Cool.
Yeah, but I mean, every year we do new contemporary premieres, and it's always nice to stay up of what the world is producing in terms of dance. So that is always, it's nice not to be stuck into a grand bubble, but to be always to see what's coming in the horizon. Yeah, definitely.
Well, speaking of performances, do you have a favorite show?
I have a favorite show, like a favorite dance show, you mean?
Yeah, that you've performed.
That I performed?
Yeah, a favorite performance that you've done that always has stuck in your mind as one of your favorites.
I have many. I will say the one that is like closer to my heart is the one that when we perform in Athens. Okay. That was just beautiful. I think we were doing Aaron into the Maze. Yes. We were doing Echo from Adonis.
Rite of Spring.
And Rite of Spring, yeah. And we were at the Herodian Atticus in Athens. So it's that amphitheater right below the Acropolis. And I think there were, 4,000 people coming? Yeah. They came. I think it was the Princess of Serbia who invited us.
She invited us.
She invited us. I remember there were so many people. And the amphitheater is made so well that the acoustic was so strong. I don't know if you remember, but I have this vivid memory.
Was like drums, like
of the bows. Like you felt all the claps of this thousand of people, and it was just I just felt so overwhelmed. I remember it was a very strong experience, and just to be there. I remember I was in the chorus of Rite of Spring, and you have a lot of moments where you're like still always in a diagonal, still looking up. And I was just looking up, and there was the temple of the Nike was right there, all light up, and then the moon was there. It was just mind blowing. Yeah. That was for sure one of my best favorite memories. But I have a lot. Like I could talk for a long time about that. Like Russia also was amazing. Yeah. Just performing in Moscow with Diana Vishneva. Yeah. Do you remember that we sneaked out We
And
went
we
up,
watched her
up.
from the.
We watched her from up there. We were like the third balcony that the crew uses to
Oh,
like bring down the wings.
so everyone on Diana performed this piece, and they had projections, and I think the wings
They
were
had to,
closed off, so we
yeah,
couldn't watch.
they didn't allow visit like the audience in the
Yeah,
wings.
we
They
we
didn't
couldn't
want.
we couldn't watch it from backstage. So,
Mhm.
and we wanted to see it so badly, so we snuck up the rafters of the stage
Yes,
so we could see her
yes,
like right on top.
yeah. And it was Huntsman Mannen. He did
Yes.
the choreography. It was very interesting. Yeah, Russia definitely.
Paris Opera.
Cuba, Paris. Well, Paris Opera was.
I'm making that your
It feels
favorite.
like a little dream. Paris Opera. Sometimes if I think about it, also like normal moments, like when I was waking up in the hotel and getting ready for my day, it was just a whole very idyllic dream. That
Yeah.
week was priceless.
Yeah.
Um, it was very nice. Yeah, it's Italy. My first international tour. We went to Italy, which was very special because I'm Italian. And we went to Rome and went to the lake in Gardone.
Yeah.
And there was actually a very rough show. I don't know if you remember that it always rained and the venues were always outside, and it
Yeah,
was always
that
raining
was a
before the
true
show during
test
the
for
show.
all of us.
We're all slipping, all falling. I think it was my premiere of Red in Diversion of Angels.
Yes.
It was just so funny, but it was great. But at the time, I was a little nervous for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
But you did that. You did it.
No, we all did it. No, the best was at the lake when it started raining during Rite of Spring. So it was like an open stage, and it started.
Just to add to the drama.
They said just keep dancing, so we're keep dancing, and
But
I
people were going down like.
do you remember that we had before entering? So Rite of Spring has all this very dramatic entrance, and we were waiting with plastic garbage bags on top of our heads because we're in the rain, naked. We just have briefs on, and we're there waiting for the movement, and they were like throwing out the plastic bag and just enter. It was just crazy. And I remember my family came there, and you could see in the audience, everybody left the seats because the seats were outside,
What?
and they went in the back. The only people that were still seated, all drenched, it was my family.
Diehards.
Yes, they were there. They were there for me.
Oh.
Yeah,
No, that
but
was
it's
cool.
yeah, a lot of fun memories. A
So
lot.
would you say that was your favorite tour? That was going to be my next question for you.
My favorite tour. My favorite tour. I mean, in terms of fun that I had,
Mm-hmm.
personally, yes. Like Russia was great. Greece, amazing. Italy, like all these big tours that we did in the past, it was always, personally, it was very fulfilling. I will say the one that fulfilled me the most artistically,
Mm-hmm.
it was when we went to Haiti. That
Okay.
was something that really stuck me. Like Haiti is, I think, is the poorest country in the American continent, and just for the Graham Company, which is an elite company, to go in such a third world country was something out of the norm, but it
Mm-hmm.
was something very special and amazing. I think it was the embassy that put us in contact, and they organized everything. And we had, of course, we had shows for the elite society of Haiti, of course. I think the president also came. But then we had this extra performance we had in the square, in the capital, Port-au-Prince, and it was for the locals, and it was free. It was free for the locals, and it was just special to bring. I think we danced Diversion of Angels. We did other thing. I don't remember now, but just to bring art to people that don't have it all
Yeah.
the time. They don't have that access. It was just very special, especially when we were like driving around the city, and you see the actual state of this country, how people were actually living,
Yeah.
their situation. It was a big growth in terms of where we are in the world, how lucky we are to do what we do, to be paid to dance and to go in these places. It was very eye-opening.
True. And I'm sure they appreciated it so much.
Yeah, yeah, it was very special, very very special.
Mm.
Yeah,
What's your biggest inspiration right now for you, like dancing and just in art in general?
big inspiration
Your
in
biggest
art
inspiration?
right now. Um, I'm trying right now to like get inspiration from all sort of sources that are not like actually dense. I think this is the moment where we're all quarantined in the world, so we
Yes.
all can tap into those places that usually in normal life you cannot really tap into because we have to get up, you have to go to work, you have to do grocery and that and the other, pay the bills, pay the rent. So now it's a moment where you can actually get up in the morning and really get into this places inside of yourself where you can really be inspired by very simple things that I think is an actually great thing.
Hmm.
um, and just all these arts, they're not particularly linked to dance, but they're arts that interest me in the past, but I kind of lost it because of time, because of where life goes. And it's nice to go back to music. It's nice to go back to paintings, to all this visual arts that I haven't really like take the time to invest myself into it.
Hmm.
If I want to paint a piece of furniture or things like that, or also like just go on the rooftop and watch the sunset.
Yeah.
um, it's nice to be inspired by little things again, and they're part of our lives, but usually we don't really pay that much attention
Yeah, we
because
kind of take for granted
we have
sometimes.
yeah, and we are so busy with our life, our jobs, that you cannot take time for
Yeah.
everything.
Greatly said. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What advice would you give to people who are trying to make it in this
Sorry.
art form? What advice would you give to people, to especially young people trying to make it in this art form? Not even young people, but just people
In the
that,
dance world,
yes.
I will say, um, if you have that call, just follow it. Um, it's a hard, it's a very hard profession, very very hard profession, and you might not get there because the truth is not a lot of people access to that. But the most important thing is just to work, like really invest yourself in the work as much as you can, because the talent, you need luck, and you need work to be successful in the dance world. But talent is maybe a 20%, luck is maybe 3%, and the rest is just work. So you really need to work a lot every day, really get up and do it
Yeah.
every single day. And don't get discouraged. There's gonna be moments where you're gonna be discouraged. There's gonna be moments where you're gonna wanna like quit, of course. But just keep your mind focused and keep working and have fun. Like we have that luck. We were saying before that our job is our passion. So really have fun with it. Like
Yeah.
really go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Bonus question.
Bonus.
Yes. What's been your, do you have a funniest moment on stage that's happened?
A funniest moment on stage. Funniest moment on stage. Oh, I mean, we have a lot of funny moments on stage. Like usually, like especially when a performance is it's already set, so we perform that piece already like multiple times. So like I and my colleagues are comfortable in it. Usually we like to do little games here and there when we perform. Like we like to talk about stuff or just chat a little with Marcia. With Marcia, we chat a little.
Yeah, she said that. We
Yeah.
chat a lot.
It's just it makes it a little more spontaneous. It makes the moment spontaneous. It's, you don't want to like repeat the same thing over and over. Of course, every performance needs to be real and the moment. So it's this little like games that we have. It just makes you be on your toes and you don't know what it's gonna get, and that makes the energy of the performance much more alive and fresh. But sorry, it was not even the question.
It's okay. They want to know that too.
But funniest moment. Funniest. I don't. Let me think about.
Well, I mean, that's fine, but you know, like Mattia was talking about, like talking on stage, so that's like funny to her. Or, you know, some people moon each other in the wings, but
I mean, I will say the funniest thing. Now it's funny. At that time, it was not funny at all. But when at Paris Opera, so we said we did this piece, Cave of the Heart, and there's like few characters, and I played Jason, the Medea ex-husband, and the princess is my new almost future wife. And so we have a lot of moments, and as in Graham, you always stay still on set for the longest time, and then you get up, and we had so many lifts and stuff, and it was our premiere. Like the princess was Laurel, and I was Jason. It was our first premiere, Paris Opera, so it was our first run, and it was the tech rehearsal, but it was for press and music, I think. But there were like, I don't know, 700 people watching.
Yeah, it was the general, but it was like a performance.
Yeah, the curtain goes up, I see all these people, and I just freaked out. So we were later in the piece, we were just is the moment where Medea has to put the crown on the princess head, and it's the poison crown. So after that, she died from it. And we were there, we were waiting for Medea to finish her solo and put the crown on Laurel's head. But for some reason, I don't know what happened with the live music. We thought it was our cue. I didn't realize Laurel didn't have the crown on. So we just went on that cue, and I put it on my shoulder. We start walking, and I was like fierce. I was like, okay, let's keep going. And Ying was Medea. She had the crown in her head. And she was knee crawling, and she looked at us. She's like, "Where are you guys going?" And we're like, so I turn around. I came back to the set. I put Laurel's back. I go back to my position. I was freaking out. Ying put the crown on. I put Laurel back onto my shoulder, and we kept going with the piece. I mean, that moment I wanted to cry. If I think about it now, I just laugh so hard.
It was amazing, but it really it didn't look like a mistake. It really did it. Like you left, you took a little walk, and then you came back.
It was just, we did a little promenade, you know, a little promenade.
It was amazing.
On the shoulder, you know. But I think that it was the biggest thing I ever had on stage, and it was a Paris Opera stage.
It was fierce. You went big.
No. We saved it very well. We saved it.
I honestly, truly did not. And everybody said it. It looked like it was the choreography.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. And Laura and I were in sync. We both like started, okay, the dance, put it up. I had no clue the crown was not on her head. Now we'll make sure the crown is on her head next time.
Always a crown. Always. So now I wanted to open it up to everybody out there in the Instagram world. If you have any questions for Mr. Lorenzo,
You
shoot them,
questions.
shoot them out. Anything.
Shoot out. I see Miss Kamar is there. I see some
Yes.
comments. Natasha.
The elite are watching you.
Everybody. Simona
Okay, first
Bosco.
question. Who is your favorite former Gram dancer and most inspired your training and your career in the Gram repertory?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot. There's many, many Gram dancers. Um, I will say as a male, the male dancer that I not identified the most, but I really looked up the most was Steve Rooks. Also because it was my first teacher, maybe that made a big impact on me. But it was just his philosophy of movement while he was teaching. And you can see also from old videos when he was dancing, you can see it's also his philosophy of dancer. It was just this freedom and this, he gave you, and he had so much volume when he was dancing. He was like using every single cell of his body when he was doing it, and it just inspired me so much to really embrace with every single molecule of your body. Just embrace the work, because you have to. If not, it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be 100%, and a Gram work not perform 100%.
Yeah.
A little bit of a flaw.
Yeah.
But of course, there's so many women that inspired, you know, that it's hard to like think about now, like Takako Azakawa, Yuriko Kimura, like of course Christine Dekin, Therese Capusili, Peggy Lyman. Peggy Lyman for me was it's gold. You know, she was also one of my main teacher when I was in school, so it's kind of like my mentor also. And yeah, all these women were just feisty, and they were biting it. And it's something that it's nice to watch it now and really see what Martha Graham really pull out of them. And it's unbelievable. And I mean, what we can do now is just take maybe 1% of that work that they were doing at the time, because of course she's not here anymore to coach us, but of course we have great coaches that are still like doing it, but it's another time, so you cannot really repeat what they did when she was alive.
And speaking of special women, let's give a special shout out to Helen McGehee.
Oh yeah,
who's just passed away.
It's true,
unfortunately, but
thinking about
we love her and her work that she contributed.
And she
love you, Helen.
Contributed a lot.
Okay, next question from the Queen, Natasha Diamond Walker.
Oh my God, what Natasha said.
Company member. With being on tour so much, how does your personal life work? Is it hard to maintain relationships?
Wow, Natasha one day. Like, so general relationship, I will say, it's not hard today because of all the technology that we had. You know, we have FaceTime, we have Instagram Live now. So we have a lot of platform that we can use to like just be in contact with each other. So I think it's very easy right now. Like if I think about also like, I don't know, 20 or 30 years ago, how they were doing when they were going on tour and just, you know, found a public phone somewhere to call your loved ones. I will say that now we have it pretty easy. Yeah.
She has another question. In Gram roles, can you tell us a little about how you go about gaining muscle mass for different roles, casting for roles in relation to body type, and your experience with that?
Okay, Natasha.
In Gram roles.
So, training my body. I come to like in Italy. I train a lot in Pilates.
Mhm.
So I'm part of the Pilates family. Like also Natasha is.
Yes.
We know Pilates instructor, everyone. Um, but but yeah, I used a lot of Pilates, which is great for Graham actually, because Pilates and Graham, when their work is very, um, I don't want to say similar, but they go in the same direction. Let's say that. Um, I did a lot of that, and of course, when I joined the company, because of the amount of lifting that we do, and also the look, like Graham, the Graham look is having developed man, you know,
Mhm.
is that is that picture. So I started to go a lot at the gym, lifting weights, and of course every single role has different preparations.
Yes,
So for
true.
example, when I was preparing for Jason for Cave of the Heart for Paris Opera, I was going to the gym 5 days a week, developing upper torso, legs, and everything. If I need to prepare for preacher in Appalachian Spring, I know that my legs, my cuffs are gonna be more sore and more in danger of injury, if I can say
Mm.
that.
Mhm.
So I know I have to do a work that is mainly for legs and a stretch rolling out more for that. For those of you who don't know, the preacher on Appalachian Spring stands on a raked platform for basically the entire time. Um,
Love a sweat.
so so it's a lot for your back, for alignment. So you like
Right.
more and more you work and more you perform this role, you know how your body will react to it, and you
Yeah.
know what you have to do in order
Yeah.
to be healthy.
Mm. Okay, next question. What's your, oh, well, you just kind of spoke about this. What's your workout in preparation for your performances?
Um, for my performances, what I do, I love to sit on the audience when there's nobody in the theater. Like that is something that I really like. It's just that silence on a very big space that is the audience of a stage. Um, it just brings me so much energy to me. It's a way of it's my meditation that I do,
Hmm.
and then physically, what I do is I always do my 20 minutes Pilates session that it warms me up. It's something that I do every time, and it's the same because I my intention is not to build up muscle to get stronger. It's just to warm up the area, and I don't want to like get tired for the performance. So you don't want to use too much energy. And then I do a bar, a very simple bar, and then right before the curtain goes up, I just review some movement, things that you know they're shaky. Um, you just do it just to be on your leg and be well.
All right. Dominique.
Dominic.
She has a question. Is there somewhere that you haven't toured or performed that you'll like to one day?
I would love to go to Japan. Japan is my big uh, how can I say my big dream
Yeah.
of going on tour. I would love to go to South America. Unfortunately, the company hasn't haven't been in South America since I joined.
Yeah.
Um, and Africa. Like I would love, as I said before, when we did that Haiti tour, that was more for the people, it was more for a cultural exchange. I would love to do that more, and I think it would be nice if Graham could do that more and more. Not
Yeah.
perform just for the elite and for people that can pay a $70 ticket, but also for people that don't cannot that
Yeah.
cannot do that, and it will be nice to reach out also that audience and those countries that they're not very developed and they don't have the funds to invite international companies.
Yeah. Tamisha. What is your what is your go-to meal
You know,
before performance?
well, I'm
That's a
Italian,
good one.
so it's carbs. We love carbs. So yeah, usually like rice or pasta, something that gets my sugar on right away. Yeah, I usually do that, and I don't do like a big meal before. I usually snack
Hmm.
from when we start rehearsal and then tech and then show. I just snack throughout of it, and sometimes I have like a little more of a solid food, but it's never like a full
A
meal.
big
For me,
meal.
yeah.
What role have you done? What role have you not done that you most want to do by Martha and by any choreographer?
Oh, that's a big question. A role that I haven't done from Martha Graham that I would love to do, that I haven't done.
Or by any choreographer.
By
Just
any chore, well, I will say from Graham again, like Aaron, like we said before,
uh-huh.
it's something that I would really like to experience. Um, Other choreographers, there's so many choreographers that I would love to dance with. I would love to dance a piece from Pina Bausch. Enter is the Chris Maker, Caroline Carlson, Damien Jallet,
Oh,
Akram
uh-huh.
Khan. Um,
Uh-huh.
like the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Like I would love to do also some. I would love to company the Graham Company to invite also some American modern um, choreographies, like from Paul Taylor, from Cunningham, from um, Limon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be very interesting. Because
Yeah.
for me, I didn't go to a performing art performing school
Conservatory.
in America, so I didn't really have the luck to experience that side of
Yeah.
it.
What are your favorite things to do on your downtime?
My downtime. What do I like to do in my downtime? Um, so I'm actually trying to um, finish a school. I'm doing my bachelor right now. So that is something that I'm really trying to push, and it's really hard to do it. First of all, because it's a university in New York,
Mhm.
so it's in English, and I'm not um, American. So it's something that takes a lot of mental space, a lot of mental energy, but it's something that I started in 2015, and I'm doing it part time, of course. So I'm really trying to like keep going to that direction if I can. And then I love to be in a very like I like to have my solitary moments. That is something that more and more I grow up, more and more I see it's very important as an artist. So I have these moments of go on a rooftop and just meditate and just be in silence, just be in a connection with yourself. It's something that I see my body needs more and more I
Yeah.
grow up. But then, of course, all the social things I love to do. I love to go to parties. I love to dance. The night out and the morning out sometimes.
Oops. Yeah.
It's um,
Live
yeah,
that life, huh?
absolutely.
And you're in New York. Natasha has
I'm in
so many
Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn.
questions, but we don't have that much time left. But since we, Natasha, since he answered two of your questions so far, we're gonna let
What
some other
makes your heart
people.
happy?
But Tamisha, we'll give Tamisha a second one since she had one. If you were not a dancer, what profession do you think you would be in?
If you were not a dancer, what profession you think you would be in? So I will say, uh, so when I was in high school and I was like really get getting stuck into the idea of trying to become a dancer
Hmm.
and to go to New York, my other idea was the one of going to Paris, study à la Sorbonne, French literature. I'm a very big passionate of French literature.
Hmm.
Um, so that was something that I would have done. I don't know if I would have then done research in it or teaching.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know, but it was something that really stuck into my head. And still
Okay.
now, like I still open a Baudelaire or Apollinaire
Oh,
book and just to have a little,
you better speak.
you know,
Speak.
it's my passion. It's one of my passions.
Okay, now we're gonna do a flash round of questions. Little quick questions, and you just, yeah,
Okay.
just spit them out. Favorite song?
Favorite song. Favorite song. Oh my God, there's so many. Favorite song. I've been listening to. I actually have been listening a lot to Offenbach and Satie.
Okay.
So I will say these two.
All right. Favorite
These two
color?
musicians. Favorite color. Purple and red. Burgundy. Burgundy. You say? Yeah.
Favorite drink?
Mezcal.
Do you snore?
I talk a lot. I talk. I snore. I think I have a lot of dialogues with myself in many languages. Sometimes Italian, sometimes it's French. English, I don't know. I don't think so.
Living in the sleep. Favorite borough in New York?
I think you can answer for me.
Brooklyn. He loves Brooklyn. Rain or shine?
I will say both. Rain and shine. Sometimes you need rain, sometimes you need shine.
Oh, yes. Dressy or relaxed?
Relax.
Bus or plane?
Walking.
What? That was not an option, sir.
Riding my bike.
Okay, all right. Shower or bath?
That.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Also, this one is a broad question. Favorite. The favorite.
Oh, the title, that's the
Hmm.
favorite. Okay. Coffee or tea?
I will say tea. Coffee makes me
Anxiety.
tachycardia.
Yeah. Favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? Oh my God, I have a lot. I will say
What's your go-to if you had a choice?
tarte tatin
Mm.
of my mom.
Fa- oh. Favorite number?
Favorite number 8.
Okay. Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve is what you can stand, right?
Yeah.
Something that you can stand. When people talk just to talk. Get to a
Pointed
point.
or flexed?
Um, I will say my dancer self will say pointed, but maybe my normal self will say flex just because.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lorenzo.
Thank you.
We finished.
Great. That was great
I
to
hope
talk
you
to you.
had fun and enjoyed.
No, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Thank you for doing this. And
No, it's good for everybody to learn who everyone is in the company
no, yeah,
personally.
yeah,
Learn a
absolutely. No,
little
I
bit.
agree. Especially in this moment where we don't have that much to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for giving your time,
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you
and
for the
I'll
chat.
see and talk to you soon.
Yes. Bye, everyone. Bye,
Bye.
Lloyd. Thank
Bye,
you.
Lorenzo.
Bye.
Big hug.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for joining again to Straight Out of Martha's House. Tune in next week. Monday, I believe we have Miss So Young Ann. But thank you for joining, and thank you again for all that's contributed to the Dancers Relief Fund, our GoFundMe page. And if you still want to, the link is on my page and on all of the members' pages on Instagram. And it's on the Graham website, I believe, as well. But no contribution is too small or big, but thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of the weekend. I hope your mind, body, and spirits are still up there towards the heavens and the gods and the spirits. But have a good day and see you soon. Bye, guys.